Hi, this is Larry Nimmer. I'm here in downtown Los Angeles covering the Dr. Conrad Murray trial. Let's take a look.
How's it going so far?
Glad to see all of you here.
Can you comment?
Yeah.
Can you comment on how you think things are going so far?
I'm sorry we have to meet again under these circumstances.
How is going for the family so far?
Can she just have a quick...
Well, it's too early to tell yet. Right?
I'm sorry we have to meet again under these circumstances.
All right, keep on saying your fans. That's what you want to happen.
Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice!
Love you, Janet. Love you.
Janet, any comment at all? Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael!
Well, it was sad on the first day of the trial when they showed footage of Michael in distress, laying on a gurney, and audio of him with slurred speech. I feel bad, and many fans feel bad for that having gotten out, but I always try to look for the good side of things, and maybe one good side of this is people might be more sympathetic to Michael, to understand the stress he was under from all the criticism he got from the lawsuits and everything else, people taking advantage of him through the lawsuits. And so hopefully people will get a more rounded understanding of who Michael Jackson was and what he was put through. And hopefully the memory of Michael Jackson will just keep improving with Americans and people throughout the world.
Latoya!
Love you, Latoya. Keep on tweeting, Latoya.
Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael!
We love you, Mrs. Jackson.
The audio tape that was played yesterday. Tell us a little bit about that.
The audio tape played yesterday. It's a pretty good example of what Michael Jackson experienced when Dr. Murray wasn't there to help him go to sleep.
So you're saying that Michael Jackson took the drugs and Dr. Murray wasn't even around?
We don't know what he took, what he was doing. Michael Jackson.
Justice for Michael! 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 Justice for Michael!
And the doctor was unprofessional. So I think they're sending a message to all these doctors. You can't just take people out like that.
By the way, I love your beard.
Thank you very much.
Is it a Rasta beard? Or
Yeah, it's rock.
Can you turn to the side a little bit so I can see? Yeah, let me get a shot of that. So how do you get to do that?
I twitch it.
Well, today is the second day of trial in the People versus Dr. Conrad Murray. They also talked about Dr. Murray at the hospital, how he had requested to leave, have Michael's security take him to get something to eat and also to retrieve some cream. That Michael didn't want the world to know, and anybody who's out there, vitiligo, which is a depigmenting of your skin, it does require cream in order to blend the dark spots to make your skin look more one tone, one color. So people get all huffy about the cream, but the cream is a part of the vitiligo. And we learned that in the 2005 child molestation trial in which Michael Jackson was found innocent on all 14 counts.
Girl, I feel it's helpful hearing it from an African American woman because I think it's white people that criticize him, if anybody African American, but you're saying it's understandable what he was doing, right?
I'm saying that a part of the treatment for vitiligo is use of certain creams in order to lighten the dark spots that are remaining, because your skin is two-tone and it could be rather shocking for people to see, so you want to look as normal as possible.
Right.
So, but I thought that was odd that Dr. Murray said he wanted to go back and get cream when we know that we've heard that he was asking Alberto Alvarez, who was a part of Michael Jackson's security, to hide certain medicines. So why are you worried about the cream if, you know, the cream won't get you in trouble, Dr. Murray? The propofol and the other sedatives will get you in trouble. Then they talked about the children who were out. Fahim Muhammad, Michael's security, said the kids were not in the room at the time their father was in distress. The kids were outside of the room. Paris was in a ball crying, screaming and crying, and Prince, the oldest child, was just in shock, and Blanket was not upstairs at the time. We'll see what happens. It's early on in the People versus Dr. Conrad Murray involuntary manslaughter trial. This is Pearl Jr. from MichaelJacksonInsider.com, and I'm sure I'll be back with more info.
Why are you here today, Samantha?
I'm here to show support for Michael Jackson, to represent him. And even though I don't believe there will be any justice done in this trial, I still have to show support and just be united with all of Michael's fans. He would want us to be there supporting him yet again.
Why do you feel there won't be any justice?
I don't believe there will be any justice because, in my opinion, Murray is only a pawn in the whole scheme to have Michael Jackson murdered. He's obviously a very bad doctor for sure, but involuntary manslaughter charges 4 years max. That's not justice for his murder.
Who do you feel was responsible for his murder?
I feel AEG and Sony are responsible for his murder. Sony's scheme to take everything away from him has been going on for decades, and once they got in with AEG and managed to really get Michael at a bad financial time and trying to come back after all the allegation of the 2005 trial, and lured him into a series of concerts that he thought would help him, and instead of signing a contract for 10 concerts he thought what he was signing, they made him sign 50, or actually he didn't sign it. And in the end they knew he would not be able to do 50 concerts, and they ended up making way more money with the movie This Is It, $2 billion, than they would have with 50 concerts that they knew he would not be able to do.
Hi, how are you? And can I see your great tattoo again?
Sure.
Hello there, and you are?
John Tobin.
And do you know Michael Jackson, or did you know him?
Yes, I was the last actor to work with him on This Is It movie, playing the Smooth Criminal film.
And what was that like?
It was an amazing experience. It was unforgettable to work with Michael, to talk with him, to spend...
Now, did you play the part... What part did you play?
I played the Bogart double, is probably the best way to put it. I was playing Humphrey Bogart, and also the real Humphrey Bogart was in it in a few clips with Rita Hayworth and other actors of late.
And you can see that in the This Is It movie, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what was Michael like to work with?
He was incredibly kind, generous, very childlike. He asked me how many times I'd seen Casablanca, and I told him about 75, and he laughed. And then I told him I really liked his Smooth Criminal from 1988, and he was very appreciative, and he said I had a great look. And he said, "Do you like movies, John?" And I said, "Yes, I love movies. Do you, Michael?" And he goes, "I like movies too." Like a child, a kid. And then later he was in the hallway. We were doing the walking down the hallway scene where I blast open the door. And I said, I was just standing still. He was standing still thinking or practicing some dance moves. And I said, "Michael, the floor in the hallway is really slippery, And he said, "John, I know the floor is slippery."
So who are you and what do you got there today?
Hello, I'm representing TeamMichaelJackson.com, and I'm representing lots of fans from around the world.
And your name?
Taj Malik.
And tell me, what are you trying to say here today?
We're just trying to show our support for the family. We hope justice is served. I would like Conrad Murray to get the maximum term, and that's going to be our next goal. We've got aeroplane banners flying. There's 14 aeroplane banners flying every week.
What time will they come over?
12:15.
Well, there aren't as many fans today after the first day when a lot of fans showed up, although I think a lot of fans are still participating through watching it on TV, and a lot of fans participated with the banners that were here. Here's some footage of one banner put together by Sandy Scott from people around the world. Let's take a look. You got me, This woman says, "I was murdered too on June 5th, 2009. Justice for Michael now." From Spain, in your darkest hour, in your deepest despair, I will still care, I'll be there. Love, Marissa from Spain. Here it says, love eternally, the Dangerous Girls. The Williams family says, we stand with you and Michael's kids always. Major love from Lisa in Barbados. From Spain, Laura says, please don't stop to fight, never. Michael deserved that and much more. He never stopped. All our hearts are with you, asking justice. Be strong and don't stop till you get enough. Laura from Spain. From Denmark, dearest Prince, Paris, Blanket, Mrs. Jackson family, I support you. Lynn Heidi. Here Michael gets support from Ai from Japan. All my love and support from Denmark, Ulla Sobroi. You are not alone, Michael. Hi, this has been Larry Nimmer covering the Conrad Murray trial in downtown Los Angeles. I hope you've enjoyed the footage.
Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael! Justice for Michael!
Have you seen my childhood?
My name is Larry Nimmer. I'm the guy on the left having lunch in Michael Jackson's kitchen. I was part of the Jackson defense team in my capacity as a documentary filmmaker and legal video specialist. I spent many days videotaping inside Michael Jackson's Neverland estate, and I spent 2 days on the witness stand, presenting and narrating my original video footage for the jury, footage that will be seen outside the courtroom for the first time in this documentary. For the first time, you'll see the sheriffs meeting the accuser.
What he has done to you, okay? He's the bad person, not you.
And you'll hear Jackson's accuser telling a story of molestation.
He grabbed me. He grabbed you? Where did he grab you at? Private area. He grabbed you in your private area?
Sheriff's Department.
You'll see an army of sheriffs raiding Jackson's personal living quarters at Neverland Ranch. You'll meet the mother of the accuser.
Where were they when I had to walk about 3 hours to get to the doctors for my children, and now all of a sudden they're caring and concerned because Michael Jackson.
You'll view outtakes from the Martin Bashir documentary.
I would never do that. I would slit my wrist before I would hurt you.
You'll see an exclusive interview with Jackson attorney Tom Mesereau.
This was not the kind of situation that Michael Jackson belongs in. He's extremely sensitive, very gentle, very childlike.
And you'll meet jury foreman Paul Rodriguez.
We felt that Michael was still a kid in a man's body.
Michael's defense team hired me to create a Neverland tour video to counter the unsavory impression created by footage shot by the Santa Barbara County Sheriffs, who deployed over 70 officers for a surprise raid of Neverland Ranch.